The hawker is being chased by the cops. Makeshift shopping. The train is coming! Alright.
Oh, this is good.
See, I told you it's not so full. Where are we? Singapore? Hong Kong? China? Now we're in Ethiopia.
So the first point, I guess, is the roots and the. If you're a foreigner or a tourist, you can't navigate.
The foreigner and the tourist are the primary. I mean, they're not the base of what our issue is. At the end of the day, we're doing things for Ethiopians. So, when you look at public transportation, just a few pointers. You as an Ethiopian, what would it make? How would it become better for you? Let's ignore exposure. Let's just look at rational things that you think could make it better. What do you think?
More. I can't
If
say
you
more
didn't have to
hard.
walk
Yeah.
from one taxi to another, like long way walking.
Mm-hmm.
So
Also, the distance between
distance between
the connectivity between the different transportation.
So you don't like.
Oh yeah,
stop
you
at
have
some
been
point.
complaining about that. True.
I complain about that a lot.
Okay.
Because even here, it's
Yeah. you stop at one point and then you have to walk
walk.
a really long way to get
that
out
Addis.
when it's just continuing.
Give us a minute. The bill is here. In the meantime, you can take a look at Addis. Pretty cool city. So, my pointers as an international, having seen it from the outside, would be one, digitalization. So it gets quite difficult for me to know which bus numbers go where. And timing. Timing is very important with public transportation. In the city, I don't feel like there is a timing for these buses. There is no timing, so you're lucky to have found it.
For the trains, they say it's 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 6 minutes, but it's
Depends
not.
on.
But I feel like the trains, I could rely on them a lot more because you know there's one line.
Yeah.
So you will just wait and wait until the train actually comes. 6 minutes is not bad to wait. If you tell me 30
It's
minutes,
not 6
then
minutes.
Because you got a train really fast, and we got a train really fast.
that was
Around-
lucky.
Yeah, you were lucky because around Mexico, where I take the train, sometimes it takes up to 15, 20 minutes just waiting.
That's still not bad.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen cities in Asia where it takes up to 30 minutes and you're like, why is it taking 30 minutes? But they do the peak hours and the non-peak hours, that's why.
Here, I think it's the same. The same route.
Peak hours, okay, yeah. But the trains are well used in Addis, so, okay.
But you would think, as much as there are more different types of public transportation now, the people would be,
Would prefer the taxis,
yeah.
the minivans.
Minivans are private, and
But
private
people prefer
businesses
them for
move
some
faster.
reason. Oh,
I just feel like I got a minivan much faster than the public transportation, the other ones. And I feel like that's probably because it's a private business, they have to survive and they have to continuously make money. So they are focused on profit than anything else. As opposed to the public transportation, which is just focused on delivery. Yeah. However, I must say the density of buses is really good. The density of public transportation options is really good. But again, you guys are one of the highest populated countries in Africa. So maybe that's one of the things.
because you still see it's a lot of people outside. I mean, even if there are 3 different types of buses, there's still a lot of people who can't get transportation.
Even the private buses, the private buses.
Oh yeah, there's another form of transportation. So you can
Which
see
is?
They're private buses.
yellow and green.
Okay,
bus.
they go long distance.
No.
Yeah, they do. It's longer than the
Normal one, the
taxi,
minivan.
Yeah, the minivan. Yeah.
Oh, the minivan is hard to go long distance in. You're quite cramped.
This is more cramped though, because they just keep adding.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, there's all those different options. So this is a part of the city where there's a lot of different public transportation options. You have a train converging here. It's basically a potential city central station. In the future, I hope to see it all covered up so it's a more friendly place for a lot of businesses that complement the public transportation hub place. This is your basic example of TOD, transport-oriented development. So then businesses that come around here profit from the traffic, this amount of traffic. So small to medium enterprise businesses can grow here because you have a lot of traffic, purchases happen, and yeah, TOD, very important. If you can allocate the land for TOD here, malls can pop up and they'll be very successful because you have the fundamental of traffic. Yeah. But it's amazing. Like, if I could, I'll share the video and when I do the final edit for this, and we'll see how you can see how many people there were on the street. It's completely dense, and the city has managed to verticate, so you have a lot of vertical structures here. It's quite impressive. Yeah. Okay, now walkability. She was impressed. She's Ethiopian. She was impressed with walkability.
I don't know.
We walked here.
Okay.
We walked here, there were sidewalks. The sidewalks are safe from the cars. You have a buffer between you and the cars, which is the tree, which is by international standards, perfect. That is how to keep cars safe. Because if a car deviates and comes onto the sidewalk, it will hit the tree first before hitting the pedestrians. Pure safety. What could be better?
it could be a standard for. So we took the path that was more walkable. There are paths that are the least walkable places.
So they need to complete the good work.
Yeah, so there needs to be the same standard for all roads. I mean, size of the sidewalk. As you said, the buffer between there needs to be that policy that makes it the same.
The major roads are done well. The major roads have that.
Especially the old roads. So the old not towns, but parts of the city, which were developed earlier by any foreign influence. They had more grids and more planning than the so informal settlements, which kind of shaped some parts of the city, making the mobility less accessible, I guess. So, but they're rebuilding a lot of things.
There's a lot of good work going into it, right?
Yeah.
I must say, coming from Kenya, coming from Asian countries, you're doing well. Then because you have that fundamental, which is the traffic, you have population, critical mass population. So how to move the critical mass population? I think you guys are going in the right direction. I feel zebra crossings are everywhere, which is good. Technically, if you hit on the zebra crossing, the driver's fault. It's the driver's fault.
Actually, there's a rule in
If
this
you're hit
country.
anywhere,
It's the driver's fault.
Perfect. So there we go, guys. You know how law enforcement works there, so that's perfect. If you hit anywhere in Addis, it's the driver's fault, and the driver is responsible for your medical bills. Hopefully that's enforced. I haven't gotten hit actually. I do notice people stop, whether or not I'm on the zebra crossing, but I still do get scared. So human instinct kicks in and I run. What else? I think stop signs are important, but they don't.
There's no enforcement of stop signs.
It's an extra cost.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
Signs in
there are
general.
signs there, but
Signs in
there's
general,
no.
not just
Yeah.
stop signs.
but I think we bypass all these requirements when it says if you hit a pedestrian, it is your fundamental fault as a vehicle. Done. So that's it. That one just stop signs, all these things put on place, blah blah blah. That's okay. That will work. But these things are there. When the street lights are red, I noticed that you have no pedestrian lights flashing.
They started at some point. Yeah.
The new ones, they have it.
Do you think it would make a difference though?
People aren't exactly inclined to follow the rules.
Because I do notice that cars do stop over the zebra crossing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do, and that's so.
It's very irritating,
Definitely.
but you still have to negotiate because you don't have this thing where you know when to jump, when to cross the street, and all these things. These things are not there on point. So you still always negotiating crossing space with people and cars, people and cars, people and cars. How else would I say can be made efficient? In many other cities, you have motorcycles encroaching on the sidewalks. Here, you don't have that.
They actually made a new rule.
Yeah, they banned motorcycles, the private ones.
Perfect,
Unless
perfect.
you're a business with the right attire and like papers and everything, you can't be riding bikes around the city.
Okay. So that this is the real advantage of full government control. When
But
you have
they
the
did that
government.
just now.
Yeah, but
A
still.
few months back, yeah.
And the other thing they did is
Oh yeah, so traffic is less crowded because trucks, big trucks at least, can travel between what?
so they just can travel.
8
It's nice.
a.m. and then till 8 p.m. or something.
So decongestion of the streets
Yeah.
in the daytime, during business
it
hours. In
helped.
other words,
It really
yeah,
helped,
I can
yeah.
imagine.
But it actually, yeah, so all of them move after 8 p.m. So traveling around, especially these parts after 8 p.m., it's really
It's like,
I think a toll system in the city would be good. Toll system would make you think twice about using your car to come into the city. So public transportation is not taxed. There's no toll on public transportation, but on regular vehicles, they pay a toll to enter the city.
So if you use the expressway to go from the city to I don't know,
Deposit.
anywhere, yeah,
You pay
Deposit
toll.
and Nazareth, yeah, you pay toll.
So this is to finance the roads.
Yeah.
And those
It's not-
roads are technically not as congested as these ones.
yeah.
Now,
They're
when you look at city congestion, many cities like Singapore, Kuala Lumpur has not been able to enforce it, but I've seen Singapore and Hong Kong do it. If I'm not mistaken, Hong Kong, yeah, they should be able to do it, although Hong Kong is really small. They use double tier structure buses and trams to move people around the city because that helps to densify.
Yeah.
And then cars are taxed for the entry into the city. So you have in Singapore you have an automatic tax system where you put it on the car like this, and the moment you enter the city, it charges you $10. The moment you're getting out of the city, it charges you $10. So the city is making digital money as you come in and out.
So they just bill you after.
Yeah, and technically they also charge you when you overspeed. If you go above the speed limit of 90, there will be those things at the top, and it will just charge your bank account automatically.
Huh.
So it enforces digital payments quite well. I mean, that's a futuristic concept, but
Still.
it's something to look at for infrastructure, because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's revenue for the government. Okay, and accidents? Do you have a lot of accidents in the city?
Yes, I think.
It's quite bad, huh?
Yeah.
I've heard this 2 or 3 times now. What are the type of accidents you get here?
It's usually on pedestrians because you saw how the taxis move. They're really like,
Taxis are the ones that hit the people the most.
swerve. I mean, they
They hit the cars the most,
Yeah.
but the pedestrians are mostly hit by normal.
like crossing the road or where you're not supposed to. So zebra crosses are okay, but there are these. So there's the ring road, so you have to jump over fences to cross. You don't have to, but people do.
Because then you have to go around like that to get
And
to
then
the
you
other
have
side.
like a really big bridge. You have to walk up, and then, so people don't want to do that, so they jump over the fences, and then there's high speed cars passing.
Tricky challenge, huh?
And it's not well lit.
So we're gonna walk at night now, so we're gonna see that.
Not here. I mean, maybe here too, because you can't see the street lights as much.
There's no
Okay.
street light.
Yeah, there's even Boli sometimes it's just dark.
Quite bad. Yeah, true. But security, you don't have gun violence in the city, which is awesome. You don't have a lot of theft happening. It happens, but it's not
that-
as regular as it is. I also noticed that there's a lot of law enforcement officers, either of military type or of police type, with or without guns, with handcuffs, all different categories. And I was warned about the Red Beret. Some scary stuff. Yeah, so there are all those people who are there in the crowd all the time, and they help to